Welcome to my site. This site is about, it's all about explaining how the flat earth works to everybody, whether you want to believe you live on a spinning ball or not. See, most spinning ballers think they know the flat earth system and it doesn't work. It doesn't work because they don't know the flat earth system. And most flat earthers don't know how it works, so they can't explain it fully. But they know, because they're logical thinkers, you cannot live on a spinning ball. So this is the only channel on YouTube that explains it all, breaks it all down, and you can relate it with the physics or the science that we all know. It all works. Now, a lot of things on the flat earth work with the globe model. We've all come to realise that, but not everything works with the globe model. They can't explain it. You get online and go and ask certain questions, go deep into science, they just keep saying, we just don't know. It's a phenomenon. But it's all explained here. When you realise the earth's flat, you can get all the answers. But only if you understand how it works. And there's no other site that can explain how it all works. This is the only channel. So today I'm going to show you something that's scientific fact. Anybody can see it for themselves. It's about time-lapse photography. Time-lapse photography on a fixed star in the southern sky. What is it doing? Most people believe they live on a spinning ball, so if the Earth's spinning to the east, the night sky is moving to the west. So we get a southern rotation out here, clockwise. We get a northern rotation up here, anti-clockwise. They don't want to talk about the equator, how two circles, two rotations are meeting, almost meeting. They're not quite because there's a gap. And that's the strange thing. If you're standing on a spinning ball, why is there two rotations merging like this, not quite, with a gap, with stars moving in a dead straight line, but these ones just off to the side, curving away like this? They can't explain that because it's all garbage. But if you realise the Earth is flat and this is how it works, your southern rotation, your northern rotation, and the tropics, the gap, at this time of the year, although it's getting late, is the Orion's belt is moving through here in a beautiful straight line. We will only see with our eyes a nice straight line because we have our arc of horizon. It's the arc of the covenant. Cover the ant, an arc. So everything will move A to B straight. That's just the way you see it, it's an arc. Until you pull out your camera and start doing time-lapse photography. And what we've found is using an equatorial mount. If you track a star in the southern sky, so that's the northern rotation, centre of the Earth. There's Polaris in there, right? And there's the magnetic field lines coming out like this. And that's always turning 24/7. But at the same time as that's turning, the southern sky is turning, right? But because they think you live on a spinning ball, this should be turning all the time like this. And that should be turning all the time like that, not moving. But in actual fact, this rotation turns all the way around the centre Earth. It's turning all the way around here over the night to come back to exactly where it was where you saw it. Because that's within your horizon. You'll only see one rotation. If he's looking there, he'll see his rotation. There's always a rotation because it's projected from the centre. From the centre of Earth, everything is projected out. That's what a black hole does. Our whole realm is created by a black hole. It sits back in here. It's not out there in space. Look, we can probably only fly about this high, 30,000 feet. But right up in here is the tree of life. Everything is created in here. We cannot get through here. This is our magnetic field line we're stuck in. Can't get in, you can't get out. Anyway, back to this southern rotation. So if you've got an equatorial mount, and you want to track a star, that star's not going to do stay there and do a circle like this, is it? Over the night. You won't get a full circle anyway because it's only the 12-hour night, right? Or less. It's not going to do a semicircle. It's not going to do that. It's going to arc off to the west. I know science has got some BS to explain that, but this is what's actually happening. You fix on a star like this, and then in the southern sky, turns all the way around here over the night to come back to where it began. That's how it works. That shape is called a cardanoid. You'll see in geometry, some of the planets seem to do that configuration. That's exactly what's happening. This turns all the way around and comes back to where you saw it that night before. That only drifts a little bit over 26,000 years because it's the precession of the equinoxes. That's because the centre in here is tilting slightly as it turns. Like if you imagine me as the centre of the black hole. This is a black hole, the cosmic egg. The sun sits in a cosmic egg. It's like the yolk at one end of the egg. So we say the sun's down, that's the yolk. I'm the black hole. And in the centre here, the black hole, we've got the elliptic angles of the vortex. You're rotating like water. So imagine that. It's a big vortex. It has to wind up. So it can't be dead flat. Or it's just going to stay there, isn't it? It's not going anywhere. The sun's down there. This is actually equinox, the dead level. It's Christ dying on the cross, the September equinox. There's the sun. The sun's at that end of the black hole, but that's not the daily projection. The sun shines through the black hole to project out this side. But it's not light, it's frequencies, all based on frequencies. Frequencies is light. And the black hole is an amplifier. This is like a trumpet. This is what Earth is all about: music, sound, frequencies. The moon being a harmonic oscillator that passes across the planets as it comes down to the Earth, back to the sun. Down around, the spirals down around all the planets, down to the Earth. Spirals back up to the sun. It goes negative to the sun because the sun is positive, that's the attraction. Then it phases, phase shift sends it negative to the Earth. Positive to the Earth because the Earth is negative. And it goes up and down. So it's doing this thing over the month, but the sun does its thing over the year, the same thing. It's going down and then back up and down. This is the that's the sine wave. So the sun's down there, shining this way. So if the sun's down there, this will be aphelion. This is northern summer. But as it turns every day, it slowly winds up to equinox again, and then right up. Now the sun's here. It's shining down here, which is the southern summer. That's perihelion. That's how it works. But this motion is exactly what the moon does over the month. The month does a cardanoid shape like that. It's all in nature. I mean, look at this, nature. Doing this, and it's to do with this. Not quite like that, but this, if you could look down on Earth, that's what the map would look like. With all the continents drawn in here. These are lateral field lines from the Earth right up to the highest point in our atmosphere. You're living in a realm that's like this. You cannot travel in a straight line if you use a compass. You will follow this line. That's why we have gyros, to avoid the compass line, the magnetic field, go direct. But that's what it looks like in reality. And what science has done is they've taken the lateral these lateral lines curving into the tropics and pulled them out and flipped them up like this. Then drawn their continents on a spinning ball, on a ball, to make you think you now live on a globe. They've taken it and just gone like this. They've taken the field lines and gone like this. That's what they've done. So now you think you live on a ball, but you don't. So that's that. I've just shown you how that works. You cannot prove me wrong. That rotates all the way around over 24 hours. You'll only see it for the nighttime hours so far. You'll just see it do that curve west. Equatorial Mountain, watch that star do this track. Science will not talk about that. They cannot debunk it. Earth is not turning at all. It's the magnetic fields over our flat Earth, our fixed and stationary flat Earth. Now, some of you might have seen this phrase in the Bible that goes something like, Earth is, the flat Earth is supported by four pillars. Four pillars, right? So, the Egyptians have left everything for us. That's what the pyramids in Egypt are all about. This represents the sun. There's your four columns. Because in the centre of Earth here, you have the system. Pyramid there. This is the cross actually. Even Plato mentions the cross. This is the tiered pyramid de jure. The five main planets. Planets. So planet there, planet there, planet there, planet there, planet there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 there. Let's say 6. The moon, the sun is created in here. This magnetic field in here, it's all about pressure. It's sitting there. This is created under pressure. Plasma is created under a strong magnetic field. We're still getting a field come up past there, but most of it's shooting, a lot of it's shooting in here. And then down through here is pressure. And this now creates the electrical side as opposed to the magnetic side, or negative, positive, electron, proton. So this is basically the pyramid here, and the sun is here. Because the sun's there, there's the black hole. Then you have this, you've probably seen this in physics, this coming off here like this. That's the realm that's been created. That's Earth in there. That's our creation. I'll go more into this in another video, see? But we're in there. Earth is supported by the four pillars of the pyramid design. This is what it means. Because the sun is in there. Now the moon comes up to new moon in front of the sun and winds its way down across all the planets to full moon, close to Earth. Because Earth is negative, this becomes a phase shift to positive. And it phases to negative because the sun is positive. So the moon winding around the pyramid, it's actually a cone, a spiral cone. So we imagine this compacted. So we see this system, don't we? Planets, and right near is the sun. But this is what the Egyptians are showing us. This is what's actually happening back up in here. You're looking up through there, aren't we? See the Saturn way out here, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury closer. Now so imagine Mercury and Venus right up and close to the sun here. You're looking up. And why they think Venus is spinning in the opposite direction, it's just to do with its gas. It's all about pressure, gas. just like in refrigeration, the changing of gas from liquid to solid. And this is what we have out here. We have this out in the Arctic. We have solid. You can say the ice is solid, or gas. We call it gas. Gets converted to liquid. The tropics. Turns to tropics and gets. That's where you get all the, all the moisture. Dry thin air, thick moist air. You could say gas, liquid, ice to water. The same thing is happening up in the celestial bodies. It's all gas related. Phasing, phase shifts. There's your 4 columns. Pillars supporting the earth. That's what they mean. It all boils down to physics. Quantum physics. Because our whole realm is created by almost nothing. Back in here, a black hole. That's the magic. It's just the magnetic. It's the realm we live in. You see that it's shaped like a brain? Because it's all based on that consciousness. So when you go into meditation, that dark place, get there, blank. Well, that's where the imagination. That's when things open up, and that's basically what happened. It's in a black hole. Everything's just opened up. It's a bit deep, but we won't go there for now. That'll do for this video. There's plenty more coming up. So if you like it, put thumbs up and share it. Get it out there. Every flat earther needs to know how the flat earth system works. There's 2 skies, 2 separate rotations with a gap. You can see that gap. Get your camera out there. Now if you take your time-lapse photography, which I forgot to explain, this is another way you can prove this. You time-lapse, say face north, celestial equator if you're in the south that is, you will see part of the northern rotation on the horizon. You'll only see like half of it because there's the horizon. But you'll see your southern rotation doing this. But if you form east, you'll get this going on. Do several if you like, you'll get this. And work your way right around to the west, you'll always get this going on. Because that's this. It's this moving around over the night. A good reference is that it's the Orion's belt. That's what I've been doing. I've been tracking it. So each time I get a video, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this. You can't debunk it. It's exactly how the earth works. It's flat, 100%. Thanks for watching anyway.